The One Strike, You're Gone Theory. Episode number 110. I get you dancing to the diggy. Parents will enjoy an extra 20% off kids clearance using this promo code. Are you ready? Extra 20. And with Mother's Day right around that corner, let me help you out. It's May 14th for those of you like me out there who need a friendly nudge and reminder. Score big with 25% off home and furniture. And for those moms out there who like to be outside, this is the time to stock up on outdoor living essentials with 20% off when you spend $250 or more. With spring in full bloom, take advantage. Up to 20% off plus. You get an extra 10% off furniture for every room. And I'm going to give you another promo code. It's really simple. Spring. Also, Victoria Beckham has launched her collection exclusively at Target. And it's finally here. So check out her unique designs that are fashionable yet free-spirited and timeless. So where can you get the link? Well, you got to go to the show notes. And right there, you can shop online with Target using my discount. Downtown, I'm fading into you. Are you ready to take it to Footloose? All right.
Nina's purpose is to empower women to celebrate women's embarrassing moments. If you're too shy, nervous, or embarrassed to ask about sensitive girly stuff, you're in the right place.
Welcome to the Keep It 100 Girl podcast. And if you're tuning in for the first time, sup, everybody? Thanks for listening and joining me today. I'm your host, Nina Babel, who's the founder, creator of the 100, the Keep It 100 Girl podcast. You can connect with me online. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or you know what? Just head on over to ninababel.com. But I'm broadcasting live from the DMV, and that's code for Washington, D.C. The D.C., Maryland, Virginia area, in case you didn't know. And as always, this is 50 Shades of Cray Cray. For some of you out there, you're going to feel embarrassed and a little exposed on this episode. You're going to learn what women are thinking but not saying out loud here. We celebrate our shame by letting go of our embarrassing moments of being a woman. And don't be weirded out either, because I keep it real. Almost like shock value real. There's no filters, and you know what? There's no sick factor to it either. It just takes education, and the more you and I converse about all the stages and ages and stigmas that we all go through, it eventually fades away. And we're going to have fun. It's nothing and it's never anything to be ashamed of. Ever.
Fun. I love this shit right here.
We keep it 100 on here. That we keeping it 100.
Yes, I'm ready to keep it 100.
Yeah, this was easy. Yeah. Thank you.
So some of us have that ruthless gene, right? You know, it starts off really, really small, and once it gets germinated through life experiences, good and bad, it grows. And then with others, this becomes either learned man code or girl code behavior. So, in the case of this whole basic and cliche-ish Carmelo and Lala story, if he fucked the stripper and didn't get her pregnant, would that get him off the hook in this situation? All right, so what's trending this week, if you're not familiar, is Carmelo Anthony, who is an NBA player with the Knicks, or he's no longer with the Knicks, not a result of this. You know, he's been with him for umpteen years, and I guess he's just reached that kind of use it or lose it, and they decided to lose it stage of his career. But what's really trending with this couple, Lala, as you know, she started her fame on MTV, and she's made a number of cameo appearances on Power and different black movies. But their marriage is ending, or it's really on the cusp of ending, which makes you wonder a couple of things about marriage and how it can be an unnecessary cost or liability, depending on how you look at it nowadays. But this is the bigger question for this episode. Have you ever sat and thought about what your tolerance level is for relationship strikes or marriage strikes? Like, what can you take? Or do you go into it knowing that your man is going to cheat? And is it inevitable that your man is going to cheat? And, it goes both ways. Men, do you think that women are going to cheat, especially if she is a drop-dead looking gorgeous type of woman? I'm just curious.
You married? Don't say nothing to me. Unless your name is Carmelo Anthony and then you're dating Lala and she all over the place and you need help, I know how to help you. That's different. But I mean...
So the premise behind this is like, you screw up and you know what? You're gone. You're one and done. You're out the door. Sayonara, ciao, au revoir. But how long can you really sustain that attitude? Because you're going to end up lonely. You're going to end up by yourself. And before you know it, you've already killed off the planet. And your potential for finding somebody is negative 100. Because you've now are living on a planet with endangered species, especially as you get older.
He was married. He was a married man. He just didn't tell me.
You, right. Okay.
And we were like, I was so into him. I couldn't wait to let my friends meet him. I was like, wait till y'all see him. He is suited and booted, baby. He smelled good.
Yeah, I was disappointed. I was excited for you.
I was excited too. And he's so handsome. He's so handsome. He's like in his 40s. Right. And Leah, I like him young.
We hate that though. You get to that point and it's like,
yes, but he never heard from Leah Janelle again, honey. I've seen him in passing, and I can tell you one thing: his wife is stunning. Okay, stunning, insanely beautiful. His daughters are gorgeous young women, and I couldn't believe it.
And he's still creeping.
So disappointed. I don't know what he's doing. But I say it's all right. I don't know what he's doing.
So, do you loosen that up a little bit? Especially if you're married. I mean, there's a lot of give and take, as you know. But how much are you willing to give and more so take? It gets more interesting when the rubber meets the road. So I went back to Lala's book. And if you remember, she wrote, I think it was a bestseller, but it was The Love Playbook Rules for Love, Sex, and Happiness. How friggin' ironic is that? And the theme of the book is women need to love themselves. Talk about art mimicking life, right? In this chapter, the opening tip is this. I'm going to read it. In basketball, there can only be one winner. In love, if you play the game right, you both win. Too many women play to lose. Do we? But this really puts the icing on the cake. After all, she's beautiful, she's smart, she's been in the public eye, working various angles in the media. But how are you going to cheat on Lala, Carmelo? Really? Since, she represents the total package. Or the fallacy behind it. Because we don't really know, right? We don't really know her. So I'm not trying to knock her. In fact, I'm crushing on her. But if that's true, and Carmelo did cheat the way everybody's talking about on her, why on earth, Lala, would you stay with him? You're way too good to be treated like that. And if you don't know your worth, you fucking realize it now. Sometimes you just have to be pushed to the limit, to know when you've reached your limit. There's no turning back in this case, especially after having made a baby and it was made on her clock. Additionally, do put her life in danger, sleeping with another woman who we all know, or allegedly know, she's a stripper, and was unprotected. So, need I say more? It just goes to show you it doesn't matter how popular, how pretty you are. This can happen to anyone. But here's how the everyday love playbook goes. There's an innocence both men and women have when we enter into relationships, right? We're in that whole fucking honeymoon phase. When all that innocence is gone, you know, we go through the drama, the tragedy, the hurt, the ups and downs, the fighting, the arguing. We set boundaries for ourselves because we don't want to go there. When those boundaries are tested, retested, hotline blinged, we become even more guarded to this whole like ruthless DNA gene that I talked about. And then we become trigger happy. We don't think twice anymore using the one strike you're gone theory. That's what it comes to. It's one thing to cheat, but to cheat with a random dancer, unprotected, and getting her pregnant is just way too much to swallow. Damn! You, as a woman, can't get past that. And if there's any women out there who've dealt with that, stuck by that, I need to talk to you. Because hell nah. I don't know how you would stay sane after going through something like that. I will bet she, being Lala, has reached her breaking point. A person can only take so much, and I'm sure this is the something she will never be able to get past, even if she decided to stay. And that would be utmost commendable if she did. But I can bank on it, things will never be the same. Okay, I get it. I get it. If you are a lover of God, you believe in marriage, you don't believe in divorce. But that doesn't mean you go back to something that wasn't working either. So I put my girlfriend on the spot, and if she had to choose, this is what she wants out of a cheating situation.
And I would have never seen it coming. Never. Because he was that great. That great that my father was like, you do not mess this up. Like, this man loves you. You do not mess this up. Check the attitude. Check your tone. Don't mess it up. My mother really liked him. My friends were in awe. My sister was like, salute.
But how about you?
I was obsessed. I feel like I was obsessed. But after the very first time a girl contacted me and said that she had dealings with him, I lost respect for him. I didn't leave.
Why?
I didn't leave because...
You've been in that position before. You know you've been in that position before.
Yeah, but I didn't leave because I felt like I'm older now and I need to settle down. And I feel like I've created this thing where I feel like I need to choose between the good father and the good man. I can have a man that is completely good into catering to me, but might not connect well with his children. Or I can have a great father who is like, I'm taking my kids to school, but he might cheat or he might dabble. And if I have to choose between the two, I'm going to choose the good father because I can go out and do for myself and I can go out and do me. But I always want my kids to be able to be like, I got to call dad because my dad never missed a beat. And I want my children to have that. And he has a child and he's a great father and he's a provider. And I felt like, and that's what I want. For me, I can't date a man that's lacking in that sense. I need a man who's conscious to know, to say, is it milk in the fridge? Because I'm on my way home. It's very important to me for a man to get up and know to take the trash out.
Right.
So he had those qualities and I was just like, not quite ready to just let go. So I didn't. And
did you confront? You've obviously confronted him because you got this phone call from this email. So how did he react to that?
Everybody's crazy. It's never him. These are just people who just never let go. They never got over the past with him. And now that they see he's happy, they want to ruin it. And then they would come on.
It's not about them. It's about him.
It should have been.
It
should have been.
So what? I mean, he's moved on and he's with you. I mean, people aren't going to respect that. Obviously, she didn't. But that speaks to him too. Like, he fucking has no willpower.
Right.
And men don't. So yeah. If you had to pick your poison is you rather have the good father, provider, partner, and to deal with some lowlife, who's half-ass, flying at half-mast type of guy.
Do you agree or not? What's your theory or your reality? Well, this reality is that there's 3 sides to every story. But don't let these wealthy celebrity people with their ceremonial problems interfere with your reality, right? I just wanted to highlight we've all been in these situations, whether it was a relationship, a marriage that is crumbling because of your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife. They just couldn't get it right for one reason or another. The reality playbook. Old school love is fading real fast. And all too common and often these days, these long-standing marriages that we've come to grow, adore, and admire in the media, they're human too. They come to an end. Once you think you have something different and rare, something happens, right? It's always when things are going smooth, and then you're just like, oh, it happens in 3s, right? In this case, it certainly has happened in 3s. But you do find out you have what everyone else has. Or you realize that's the fallacy that we have all been led to believe. When you take those vows, people, for worse doesn't mean infidelity. It means only weak, low self-esteem women stay with cheating spouses because they have nothing to fall back on. How cliche and basic it is, it's true. If you're unhappy in your marriage, work on it or separate. But adding another person, whether it's a man or a woman, and in this case a baby, into the mix is awful and it's heartbreaking, especially if you have children with your wife. Men, you need to show wives and children the real example of a husband. And father, your sons and your daughters are watching you. And that wraps up another episode of the Keep It 100 Girl Show. Prepared to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, even if it's totally embarrassing or super cray-cray. Look, I expose everybody's insecurities. Everything that you're thinking but not saying out loud. This helps me. It's my own therapy too. And especially you better understand and appreciate all of the embarrassing moments women and men go through on a regular basis. You are not alone. Keep It 100 means Nina keeps it real and true. Every week, there are no filters. In fact, I'm brutally honest. I'm brutally honest with a taste of inspiration. You will hear inspiring stories of women in dramatic situations who are unapologetically funny with real emotional moments that are surprising and fun. After all, I talk to you guys like I talk to my own girlfriends. Straight up girl talk about failure, successes, good and bad choices, and those aha moments that happen all the time. But you know what? I want to end on a positive note. And earlier this year, I wrote an article for Huffington Post called A Resurgence of Black Love in 2016. And I highlighted 7 couples that made a swoon last year over Black love. So I want you to check out the link in the show notes and take a read. Because it's not always bad. There is some good to love. So I hope this episode was really good for you, because I want you to say, oh my God. I want you to laugh. I want you to tell your peeps. I want you to say, you know what? This is so me. Also, I want you to connect with me on social. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and the Keep It 100 Girl Facebook page. And you can find me by using the handle @NinaBabel. If you're like, Babel? No, it's not the language app. But you spell my last name like this. It's Babe, B-A-B-E, with an L on the end. And that's my Keep It 100 moment. Nina keeps it real, she keeps it true. And you know, I can't go out like that. Smooches!